What's going on, everyone? So we got an interesting video here, over here, by Black Bond. The death of the Xbox ran over a decade of failed decisions. It's like we already heard this story hundreds of times, right? They just made the hugest turnaround in history from having an impossible situation, and we have somebody who's obviously a Sony lover. I'm pretty sure he plays PC too. I don't necessarily have a problem with the guy. I've seen his video, a large portion of it, but it's like the same story again. And then here comes the ponies coming in liking all his videos. But what's interesting, if we look at some recent comments, and we're gonna have to get on them. Some people are not agreeing with him. Xbox isn't dead, Goofy. They're making another console. Exactly. Just the same thing with like Xbox is becoming a Sega, but it's like the Dreamcast didn't even sell 10 million. The series consoles will be at 40 million before it's over with. You know what I mean? That's for sure happening. You know what I mean? That's success. And as for a gaming console, they're not hitting Nintendo numbers. They're not going to hit 100 million, but you act like Microsoft is in a Sega situation where they're about to go bankrupt. The richest company in the world. And if they were a third party, they wouldn't have a console. Phil Spencer already said, we're making another console. So this stupid stuff that people go on just blows my mind. Your exact words as far as goes the brand Xbox is dead is that's why you have over 6 AAA games coming out in the first half of the year alone. How many does PlayStation have coming out that aren't Xbox games? It's just weird that they go on this spree, but they don't say anything about PlayStation. And it kind of just gives you that idea. And he doesn't make a lot of videos. Like, I'm not here to trash the guy, but I'm here to correct some of his statements that I think are dumb.
What are we doing, people?
Having a good
What are we
time.
actually doing? Now, are we pretending to be stupid? Are we pretending to be nice, or are we really just that stupid?
Well, I'm supporting the Xbox side. I already said I am. The imbalance for 10 straight years of bashing, and now when it's Sony's turn, they still want to. It's like, yeah, I'm coming over on this side, and I'm a winner, so I can win wherever you put me. You know what I mean? And I respect what they're doing for the gaming community. They're being pro-consumer, and they have a lot of money, so they can continue to explore, innovate, do trialing and erroring. And we're going to have more consoles. But at the end of the day, like I said, give them some credit, but people just don't want to do that. They want to just say dumb stuff.
Or do we not even care? Are we so far gone, we don't even care? Before we get into this video, my name is Blackbun. I have nobody else to plug today but myself. Check me out, favorite, like, subscribe. Check out my Twitter, check out the channel. We be streaming, we be talking, we be gaming. We talking about the sports, repping the Eagles. Super Bowl, here we go. We be talking about all
Roman nonsense.
that stuff. But today's topic is the Xbox. How it is a dead brand. How it is a dead brand to gamers. How it is a
Okay, I can understand if he says the console is not selling as well, but he said dead brand. Bro, they just got the number one publisher in the world last month. You're not dead if you get the number one publisher in the world before they announced this 2025 lineup, which is the best lineup in Xbox history. They're going to be the number one publisher this year with them or Nintendo, but they're going to be back and forth fighting for that spot. They're going to be putting their games on multiple platforms. Brand is different than saying hardware. You know what I mean? Like your hardware sales are kind of, experiencing a death phase. You know what I mean? But brand, what you mean, it's also on PC. Game Pass is actually having growth. See, that'd be like massive decay. You know what I mean? But that's not the case here. So, nah, man, I'm gonna have to say he's being ignorant. You know what I mean? And then they're putting their games on PlayStation so they can recoup the revenue of Activision. And I'm gonna get more into this along the video because I feel like this is something that needs to be said. But I can just tell you that once they recoup that, there's still gonna be more still timed exclusives on Xbox, and there's gonna be games that are only Xbox only. So I don't know what he's talking about. You still got Play Anywhere. You have an amazing cloud service, backwards compatibility. And they're going to have insane hardware innovation next gen. Phil Spencer already said that. So you could see a difference now because there's just not much difference now. And that's the thing that's going to be happening. But how much is it going to sell? I don't know. We need to see if there's going to have that, if it's going to have that Steam hybrid OEM aspect where you can get PlayStation games on there. That'll be a huge turnaround. First, we have to see the next 3 to 4 years to see what's going to happen. But people need to understand what dead means. Like that means everything is dead. That's incorrect.
dead brand to gaming. Sure, it might fill up Microsoft's coffers because they've bought everything and it'll sell on everything else and make them
Look, man, somebody else said the same thing, man. You know what I do? I'm gonna help you guys get to this too, right? I'm gonna help you out here. Right? We do the same thing here. Go to company and then go to the video game section, right? Yeah, right here, video games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Monopolies. So that they could be successful. No, it wasn't in-house like Nintendo, right? What are you talking about, bro? Shut your punk ass up. You don't know what he's talking about. And the thing is that I don't consider him dumb, but I consider him being ignorant and dumb in this situation. So I can tell, he seems like he's a nerdy type of guy with his voice and all that. There's nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? But he's trying to sound smart here, like he's saying the obvious, but he's being intelligent. But it's like, if you're really gonna say that, realize Sony's was doing that before they even came in the industry, right? And their biggest IP came from a monopoly from Insomniac. And it's just dumb to play that game because it's like that's just the way that it works. Definitely Western society.
Money through royalties and development, whatever. But as far as gaming goes, as far as consumers go, this brand, this machine is dead. Now, excuse me, I don't need to be nice anymore.
You don't
I
have to
don't need to
be.
be polite anymore.
Just be
I don't
genuine.
need to be cordial anymore. This probably goes out to Smooth, but anybody acting like Kid Smooth, fanboying, championing, cheerleading, favoriting, preferring an Xbox, the gaming community as a whole has to ask, are you regarded?
About to correct them again. Okay. So I will take Game Pass over Nintendo subscription over overpriced games that are not worth the money. This is, are you making an intelligent decision or not? And over Sony's service. Who wouldn't take Netflix over everything else and the TV show movie industry? You just got outsmarted, bro. If you're sitting here trying to say you wouldn't take Game Pass, which is an Xbox brand service, over anything else, like if it's not the best service and value in gaming, then I'm telling you that you are being an idiot. And you talk to somebody who was gaming for 31 years. You don't have to pay full price for everything. As a matter of fact, a lot of people have been playing a lot of old games because they've been so disappointed in the political invasion and these failed rushed IPs. It just bugged engines, all this DEI invasion coming in, putting these idiots with pronouns all over the place, just releasing mediocre crap. They don't want to pay for it. Sometimes they'll slap it on Game Pass. You'll be like, oh man, I didn't like that. But if you did, you could still buy it. What I find funny is him saying that you shouldn't prefer Game Pass. And I would tell you, I would take Game Pass over anything, honestly, except Nintendo games, obviously. Sony games are a bunch of movie rush games. They're still good, though. I'm going to play all of them because I own everything and a high-end PC. But I'm not going to deny Game Pass. No, sir.
Regarded. Regarded. Spell check that, autocorrect it. But as far as I'm concerned, regarded.
I know what that is.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Let's say you have 3 restaurants. They all make and serve their own individual styles, types, and flavors of food. But one restaurant says, we're going to sell all of our stuff at the competition stores. But the competition isn't going to sell their stuff at our store.
Bro, what are you talking about? PlayStation is putting their games on PC and they have been for years now. They're going to put their games on Nintendo consoles. Microsoft just got ahead. Now they're following that. Games are too expensive now. It's funny that that's been out in front of you and you still think that PlayStation games are only going to be exclusive on PlayStation when really they've been on PC. So I could be on PC and have all except Nintendo. And Nintendo's getting everything. They won the war a long time ago. We know Nintendo won. You know what I mean? But what I don't understand is I'm trying to make that analogy. Let's let him finish, though.
Now, if you could only eat at one restaurant or if you want to maximize efficiency. Why would you ever want to eat at the restaurant that offers their product and services at the competition? This isn't rocket science, people.
We're not in 2007, bro. That's not the way that the industry is going. Yeah, you could have a PC and still play Xbox. I choose the PC over the Xbox and the PlayStation and have my Nintendo console. If we want to be realistic, but I like to support everything because I'm a real gamer and I don't want anything in gaming to die. You know what I mean? I want to support it as long as I can. I'm not going to be a fanboy in that sense. That's what a fanboy does. You only want to support that and you want something else to die. Why would you want the competition to not be healthy? Like, you see what I mean? Like, there's different ways. That's why I came to this video. I didn't come to dump on him, but I come to correct him a lot. You know what I mean? And I know y'all love this entertainment, but I feel like this guy is a PlayStation lover. I mean, he hasn't said anything negative about Sony yet.
Everything on Xbox is on PC. Everything on Xbox is now coming to PS5.
Not everything. Phil Spencer said there was no red lines, and there's still going to be Xbox exclusives. Got to correct you again, man.
Everything on Xbox, in all likelihood, will probably be coming to Switch 2. Nothing on Switch 2 is coming to Xbox.
Nintendo ain't going nowhere. We know that. Everybody knows that. You know what I mean?
Nothing on PS5 outside of MLB The Show and Horizon is coming to Xbox.
We don't know that. If they get those Steam hybrid OEM models, they'll be able to get all those PlayStation games on PC. See, he's saying that like he knows 100%. He's being ignorant in that spectrum. We don't know that. We have to see how that plays out. I'm just saying.
It's simple mathematics, people. Microsoft and the Xbox have not had an exclusive, and I made this video 10 years ago. They have not had an exclusive game in a decade.
What the hell is he talking about? Did I just hear that? Is he making any sense to y'all? What the hell did I just hear?
Halo 5 Guardians in a decade. Do you understand this? A decade without an exclusive.
What? What the? What?
I don't even believe, can you even consider, well, I guess technically, but would Microsoft even be considered a first party developer anymore? Because they put their games everywhere. They are a third party hardware manufacturer. I wouldn't be surprised if other companies were able to build their own Xbox, like other companies are able to build their own mini computers and use the Steam OS. This is an absolute embarrassment.
Okay, now being a third-party hardware manufacturer, okay, that could actually make sense to a certain degree. I would say hybrid, not fully though. Phil Spencer said it's still going to be exclusive games, but saying they haven't had an exclusive since Halo 5, knowing that Halo Infinite came out. Forza came out, like there's been exclusives sitting there this whole generation. What are you talking about? He's not making any sense. He's saying that like, you know, every game on there is going to be on PlayStation, but that's not the case. It's selective. He said there was no red line on what they want to select. So, but they've been exclusive this whole time since it came out, right? So what is he talking about? And a timed exclusive is still an exclusive as long as you have it. And it's been there for a while. So that's just crazy saying it's only been 10 years. He's going off the deep end there.
Of a company. An embarrassment of a company in regards to gaming, at least. 10 years, no exclusives, has more money, more time, more resources, more everything than the competition, and utterly failed.
Okay, they have more money, more resources, better AI technology. Now, one thing I'm going to say is this is what I love about the gaming industry. You can't come and buy your way in first place. I love that, right? Because Nintendo always has the weakest technology, right? If we just look at what they've been doing recently, look at the Switch, how weak it is, right? But that they dominate in that first place. Majority of the gaming industry and gamers, if you look at the whole pool and added up all systems together, do not buy games for graphics. right? If you see the highest played games, they're not more graphics demanding. Think about like League of Legends, Mario, Pokemon, Zelda, right? Animal Crossing, Mario Kart 8, right? Call of Duty, Fortnite. Like they're not games where you say, man, look how graphically demanding. That's not why people are playing them. You know what I mean? Minecraft, right? You see what I mean? So Nintendo proves that time and time that it's not about specs. It's about your development, your in-house, your quality.
Nintendo had one of the worst flops of all time in the Wii U and was able to turn it around. But there has not been one good decision by Phil Spencer in the latter part of a decade that has done anything to change the fortunes of an Xbox.
Wrong. What are you talking about? And he didn't drive the Xbox off the cliff. Don Matrick did. He did what his best job. Yeah, he's made mistakes, but Phil Spencer's an awesome dude, and he outlasted everyone else. If he was that bad, they would have fired him, but they didn't. I've been watching him. He did what he could, but there's only so much you can do when you don't have a worldwide brand, and they're making good decisions by branching out their brand on worldwide systems to do that. They don't have to stay putting their games everywhere. They're just trying to recoup the Activision cost. But if the Steam hybrid model works well next gen, they could end up selling solid. I'm not here living in fantasy saying, oh, they're going to outsell PlayStation or Nintendo, obviously, no. And I even think Valve is coming into the competition. But if Sega was at 34, 35 million shipped or sold right consoles, people would be going nuts right now. It's not dead, no. That would be like you only sold 10 million or something, and then you're not moving anything. Yeah, they had a death in Europe at the moment, but people just need to understand what that means. That means they would be retiring. They said the consoles are no longer being made and it's being shut down and we're moving to third party, but they didn't say that. He said they were making more consoles. So, yeah, that's not dead.
And the reason, and I screenshotted it for some idiot that was DMing me and tweeting me today, the reason why everything else on Xbox is everywhere else is because Xbox is failing. You can look at the tweets that J-Man is posting. You can look at the downward incline of the software sales, of the hardware sales, about all these clowns begging, why doesn't this game come to Xbox? Why doesn't that game come to Xbox?
Yeah, they can't go that route. You could say that that was a failure. Yeah, no one to deny that. But I'm saying the route that they're going now is the best route for them. Like they have to go down that route, and they have to become a hybrid aspect. They can't do that model anymore. It's just not going to work. Uh, Only Sony and Nintendo can do that. That's very true.
Xbox. How can we get treated so unfair? Because y'all don't buy games. Because games don't sell. Period. According to a news report, Microsoft could have shut down the Xbox in 2021 had CEO Satya Nadella not decided to give Game Pass a chance. So yeah, you are on the welfare food stamps and spreading all of your product across other competition and other platforms because in 2021, the Xbox was doing so bad, they almost closed the doors, meaning the only
Yeah, but we knew that though. We talked about that multiple times. He's not saying anything new.
way Microsoft and Xbox can even stay alive and be profitable is to sell your product on the competition's platforms. What? Y'all thought they were spending all these billions, tens of billions, and hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're going to recoup it on Xbox? On Game Pass to an audience that doesn't buy games? Are you kidding me? No. They did it so they could recoup on PC, on PlayStation,
Yeah,
on future Nintendo consoles,
yeah.
not on Xbox where people don't buy games, people don't play games, people don't spend.
All right, that's where you're wrong. No, the PlayStation people don't be playing games. Okay, yeah, nah, bro. I have to correct you on that. No. Ponies be on Twitter all the time. I mean, Astro Bot was supposed to be game of the year. It didn't even sell 2 million copies. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Why do you think Sony putting their games on PC? Because single player games are too expensive, right? It's not sustainable.
Money on games. Look at Marvel Rivals. Nobody is doing anything on the Xbox side. And I guarantee when the Switch 2 comes out, that game will be more popular on the Switch 2 than it will be on the Xbox.
Yeah, of course.
Unbelievable. I feel like I gotta make this video every other year. And let's not get it twisted. I made the same video about the PS3. If the fanboys don't step up, if the fans don't step up, if the consumers don't step up, it's going to change for the worse. Same thing I did with the Wii U. Same thing I did at the end of the Xbox 360. Same thing I did for the Xbox One. This is the first Xbox console I've never owned. I haven't owned in the Series console. Actually, no, second because I didn't own an Xbox One. 2 in a row. I didn't own a Wii U, so you can't tell me I don't pick and choose favorites. I didn't own a Wii U because it was trash. I am not obligated to buy trash. And what Xbox is right now, for the better part of a decade now, it's been trash. And if we're gonna be really serious about it, from the last 2 years of the Xbox
The Xbox One was definitely not a great era. I wouldn't say it's trash though. Like trash is different. Like it was just not what people hoped for coming from the 360 era. It definitely was a down spiral, that's for sure. But yeah, if you only want to look at Game Pass and say, well, I could just do that on PC in higher settings, I don't need an Xbox. I could understand if somebody wants to have that mentality. I'm not going to tell them they're wrong for that. And if you want to see that I just don't need it just for that specific reason, and he wants to say that, okay, kudos to him. I get that. But to say that the brand is dead, that's different than talking about hardware sales. So that's where we're at a disagreement.
360, where they tried to rest on their laurels, Microsoft hasn't done anything positive since the last 2 years of the Xbox 360. And that's a fact. Because they let Sony overtake them with the PS3 and they didn't do anything. And they thought they're going to succeed with the Xbox One.
The 360 it was a better generation. Sales were pretty close. They actually said that they probably sold more than that, but they just didn't report it. Actually, they said they did pretty much. But if we look at games quality, party chat, I mean, it was better. Like, it's not just about hardware, so it's about in totality. The 360 was better. It really was. Everybody knows that. Well, obviously, we beat both, but I enjoy the 360 the most. And DS also was just absolutely destroying the PlayStation Portable. Nintendo did an insane thing that you would have never thought was possible. 102 Wii and 154 million on the DS, 256 million install base, highest ever in gaming history combined, and that will never be done again. So, but the 360 did incredibly good. It just didn't sell in Japan. That's the only reason Sony got those extra sales and that reason. But if you look in Western society, they got destroyed. So that's pretty much that.
And it failed. So, where are we? I'm actually happy this is happening because Phil Spencer has proven he's not going to change. He's not going to try to improve the ecosystem, the console, the games. The fanboys, the fan base, they don't seem to care. They're just blind.
Bro, for him to think that Phil Spencer has been traveling around trying to get Japanese games, like he works all day trying to find ways. They find ways, edges, scrape every single corner. Y'all know what I'm talking about, and trying to look for ways and at so many angles to try to make it successful. And it may not work, but he never gives up. Dude, you're being an idiot. And I'm just going to say that. To say that, yeah, I'm going to say, no, bro, you're wrong. Phil Spencer has tried everything he's possibly could for his job. He may have made mistakes, but that I would have to say is a false statement. I've been watching him. You know what I mean? Now, who is not changing and needs to change is Sony. Microsoft is adjusted, and let's see what happens now since they've adjusted. But like I said, we talk about gaming, software, services, cloud, and all that. They're doing a phenomenal job. Hardware-wise, yeah, I think we need to do something about that. Identity, you need to make something like that be more valuable with the next console. For sure.
This forever. They don't choose to demand better. They refuse to ask for better. So to me, if you're going to have a hardware manufacturer that refuses to do better and a consumer base that refuses to ask for better, then the best thing for it to do is to die. Let it die, and hopefully Apple or another company can come in and try to pick up the slack. Because
why would Apple be successful in the gaming industry? That's stupid. You can't just come in there. It's like saying Google Stadia and all that. Like they tried. You can't buy your way into here. Now he's just he didn't know what he's talking about. And this is exactly what I'm saying, that type of mentality. Like, dude, what are you talking about? They've been asking for better for a while. That's why the turnaround was happening. They weren't just settling for that. That's actually more of a problem on the PlayStation base. But you guys kind of get the point. See, said nothing about PlayStation, right? Really, except just the PS3 hacking stuff or whatever. That's about it. But other than that, this is just a straight Xbox bashing video. Ridiculous. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. I had to do this. All right, y'all. Like I said, I don't have a problem with him, but there are some things that he's a little bit off with. And he's kind of regurgitating the same thing people have been saying for 10 years. And he didn't say anything new we haven't heard before and heard 1,000 times. Peace out.